Good morning from a very chilly morning here in beautiful Atlanta. Last time I did one of these videos, I was in Beit Shemesh and missiles raining down. That was early in the war. War is still raging on. I got out, as you can see. As I mentioned at the time, I was hoping to attend the bar mitzvah of my twin grandsons here in Atlanta. It didn't look good. At that first week of the war, the airport was closed. The second week, when I was supposed to leave, the airport opened, but very gradually. Only a couple of flights an hour went out. The flights were half full. Priority was given to people who flew, who had booked on El Al or some of the local airlines. All the major airlines that are not Israeli stopped flying into Israel. They have stopped. I was booked on Delta, even though I was on an El Al flight out. So El Al was not really honoring my ticket. So I didn't have a good chance. That ticket was gone. I went way out of my comfort zone trying to get here. My travel agent was amazing. She did so much work for me. But every time I heard of another travel agent who was able to get somebody on a flight, I called them, called a half dozen travel agents. I contacted the U.S. Embassy to try to get on one of their evacuation flights. Still waiting to hear back from them. I have friends who are diamond status at Delta. One of them tried to help me by putting me on with the concierge at Delta. That didn't help either. It was getting close. It was getting to the day last Wednesday when I was originally supposed to fly. I had heard people were going to the airport, but that it was really a zoo. I was getting ready to just give up and say, okay, this is what's going to happen or not going to happen, and I'll make the best of it. Wednesday morning, I got up again the day of my flight, and I said, you know what? I live a half an hour from the airport. It's not like I live 3 hours away. I'll get in a car with my son, with Yisrael. We're packed. We'll go to the airport and see what we can find out. So we got to the airport. The departure hall was empty. There was not a soul up there. Massive departure hall, empty. Went downstairs. That's where the action was going on. There was a few desks open down there. There was the U.S. Embassy down there. I went to the U.S. Embassy. That was they in order to get on a flight for the U.S. Embassy, you had to have gotten an email from them. I didn't. So I said, you know what? I'm here. I'll go over to El Al. I'll talk to them. They said the same thing I'd been told, that you're on a Delta flight. You're really not El Al. But if you want to wait around and try to get on a standby flight, you can do that. So I sat there with Yisrael. He really wasn't happy to be there. We sat there for 2 hours. And finally, the staff came out as a flight to Munich was about to take off. They had about 3 open spaces, maybe 3 or 4 open spaces. And people were crowding and pushing to the staff there and holding up their passports and yelling and waving. And I just said, you know what, I'm just going to stand back. Maybe they'll notice us. Maybe they'll notice Yisrael. And sure enough, they did. Within minutes, they noticed Yisrael. They motioned for us to come around to the desk, and they started processing us. Of course, in the middle of processing us, there was an air raid siren. So the entire hall had to evacuate, go down to the bowels of the of Ben Gurion Airport. We had to leave our bags. They had my passports at the desk. I left my passports. Eventually, we got back. My passports were there. My bags were there. They booked us on a flight. The staff was amazing because they said, we know you're not on an all flight, but we really want to help you. And they did. And they got us on a flight to Munich. And we landed in Munich. And this is going to sound a little ironic and crazy, but here I am, a Jew leaving Israel. And I felt like I wanted to kiss the ground landing in Germany. I know, it's strange. Anyway, Yisrael and I spent the night at the airport hotel in Munich and got a flight out to Atlanta the next morning. After what totaled to be about a 36-hour trek, we walked into the bar mitzvah celebration Thursday night right on time, as if we had been there all along. It was truly an amazing experience. So happy to be here. The Shabbat bar mitzvah was wonderful. My daughter and son-in-law put on a terrific event, and everything was amazing. That's it for now. Hope everybody's well, and hope this war winds down soon because it's still raging over there.